In Alberta, the fate of a young man convicted of second-degree murder in the fatal stabbing of a fellow student back in 2021 is being decided. The victim, Jennifer Winkler, was just 17 at the time. The CBC's Julia Wong is standing by outside the courthouse in Wetaskiwin, Alberta, and joins us now. So, Julia, it has been a long and difficult 3 years for the family of Jennifer Winkler. What was it like in the courtroom today?
It was a very emotional time in the courtroom during the sentencing hearing for 22-year-old Dylan Pountney, as about 10 victim impact statements were read. Now, it was in March 2021 when Pountney attacked his 17-year-old classmate, Jennifer Winkler, at a high school in Leduc about 35 kilometers south of Edmonton, stabbing her multiple times. As we heard during these victim impact statements, many of her loved ones are still grappling with her death. Her best friend said that she lives with regret and dealing with that over the last few years because she wasn't in that classroom able to defend her best friend Jennifer when that attack happened. We also heard from other loved ones who said that they've been needing therapy for the last 3 years, that they've been dealing with suicidal thoughts, that they are constantly watching their backs, fearful of what may happen, and many of them say that they live with dread every time the anniversary of her death, March 15th, 2021, every time that anniversary comes around. It has also been quite tense inside the courtroom at times. We heard from the older brother of Jennifer that he had a very visceral reaction when he learned that she died. And when he was on the stand making his victim impact statement, he threatened Pountney, who was sitting off to the side, and that actually required the judge to remind everyone that they needed to be respectful, that they needed to act with decorum. We also heard from her father, Dale Winkler, who said that no father should have to bury their child. And after he finished reading his victim impact statement, he actually crumpled up the paper that it was on. He threw it in the direction of Dylan Pountney off to the side, and then he spoke some choice words. He said to Dylan directly, "You're a coward, a piece of shit. You rot in hell, you bastard," and then he stormed out of the courtroom. Now, we were able to catch up with him to just get a sense of what he was thinking and feeling in that moment. Take a listen.
Every morning you wake up, every day you cry, and every day you have a tear about something, and there's something that reminds you of Jennifer. You wake up in the morning wishing it's just a nightmare, but you have nightmares on top of that. Coming here today, seeing all Jennifer's friends, reading their statements. I wish I could listen to more, but I guess I can't now. But I haven't said anything in 3.5 years, and today my anger came out. I'm angry at Dylan for taking Jennifer. I'm mad at his family for not getting him help, the mental help he should have had. This would never have happened.
Now, Pountney's family and his loved ones were also able to make some statements in court. We heard his father say that Pountney had become troubled after the death of his mother and his brother, but he also noted that Pountney has made strides over the last few years, saying that he's been going to counseling and has also been working towards finishing up his high school diploma. Now, during all this time, as all these statements were being read in court, Pountney, as I mentioned, was sitting off to the side. He didn't look at anyone in the audience, and most of the time he was either looking straight ahead or looking down in his hands, and he didn't have any expression on his face.
And Julia, what are the Crown and defense recommending?
So with the conviction of a second-degree murder, that comes with an automatic life sentence, and it also means that someone isn't eligible for parole for between 10 to 25 years. So what we heard from the Crown today is that they are asking for 15 years before Pountney can become eligible for parole, pointing to how, while Pountney was suffering from psychosis, his moral blameworthiness is still high. They noted that Pountney had thought about hurting Jennifer Winkler for several days, that this attack was unprovoked, and the fact that it took place in a school in front of students happened in the middle of the day during class time. Now, his defense lawyer argued for 10 years before Pountney is eligible for parole, saying that Pountney was swimming in a sea of psychosis, and in the act of staying afloat, that included killing Jennifer Winkler. Now, the proceedings just wrapped up not too long ago, but Pountney did get a chance to speak to everyone in the courtroom, to speak to the judge. He said he wanted to apologize for all the pain and suffering he's caused to Jennifer's family, his family, and the community, and he's promised to work hard to get better. Now, the judge has said that he is reviewing these recommendations, and he'll be coming back at 3 p.m. local, that's 5 p.m. Eastern, to announce his decision.
Julia, thank you. That is the CBC's Julia Wong in Wetaskiwin, Alberta.